Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 6 of VALPRO. Now, of course, we left off the last episode. It was a big episode. It was obviously a very long episode as well. But we, of course, had, well, Queen of Strong Style Day 1 and Day 2. Obviously, this show we've got Sheevolution, and basically the winner of the Queen of Strong Style tournament will be getting her world title shot, essentially. And spoilers, if you didn't watch the last episode, I would recommend going back and watching it because overall it was a pretty important event. I don't think it was, by any stretch of the imagination, our best. But in regards to who won, we, of course, had Yu Hashimoto defeating Purple Viper in that final. So she got herself the crown here, as you can see, the VALPRO Queen of Strong Style crown. And as such, has earned herself a title shot. So our main event for Sheevolution will be... Now, I haven't processed, but I'll do that off camera in a second here. So our main event will be Itsuko taking on Hashimoto. And I think that should be a pretty good match. Alright, so just before we get into the show, the merchandise did upgrade itself. So what I want to do is, we're once again going to try and spend some more money here. And we're going to rapidly upgrade our merchandise again. Hopefully we'll get that up to level 4. As you can see, it's actually going pretty quick because obviously we pretty much only run one show per month. Of course, last month being kind of the only exception there. But I'm hoping that we can get up to 8 popularity in New South Wales after this show tonight. So let's get into it. Now, of course, we do have our big main event, which I am pleasantly looking forward to. I do feel like the Queen of Strong Style main event, the final match, it was a bit of a letdown. It only rated, I think, a 42. I think we had like a 50 rated semi-final. So it was, like I said, a little bit underwhelming, but at the same time, it did what it needed to do. Anyway, we've got Kate Lilly here, and she is brightening the mood backstage, doing several funny cartoon drawings of her colleagues. That's beneficial. We don't have any sort of issues here. But as you can see, Black Diamond and Calliope. Yeah, that's sort of the correct pronunciation. I'll try and stick to it. Calliope. Yeah, it's just tough. It's just tough because when I read it like that, I don't read it in that fashion, but it is apparently the correct pronunciation. But they're both loyal to my character, Hiroyuki, so that's obviously a really good thing that we have, two people that are already loyal. Once again, we're going to stick with Sydney, as that is essentially where we're based. So yeah, let's book the main event first, because obviously that is the most important match on our card. So Ariyoshi will be taking on Hashimoto for the world title. They are both stars, so we could essentially go as long as we really want to, which is very interesting. They both have really good stamina. I think I'm going to push 25 minutes on this one. I really want to sort of try and go out there and, put on a decent show. And I feel like these two Joshi workers could really, pull off something special together for our World Heavyweight title. We'll have to wait and see what actually happens, but I think that could be a pretty impressive way to go about things. Now, one more thing I do want to do. Let's add our team. Of course, we've got Kate Lilly, and we've got Debbie Rose as well. I guess we'll go Kate first. And then we'll go Debbie there. Okay. So they're Lily and Rose. I mean, I don't really like the name. It's kind of, it is bland as can really be. But at the same time, I mean, I guess that's their name. They already have 100 experience. As you can see, former 4-time AAA Tag Team Champions. So they really do have some pedigree behind them. We will be implementing the tag team titles pretty soon, I think. Actually, I'm not sure about that because I've been tossing up. I want to add another title in. within this first year, probably in either November or December. But I'm sort of not 100% sure what I want to do. And what I mean by that is I don't want to have 3, separate titles right now. I only want to have 2. So it's either we have the world title, well, we're staying with the world title, obviously, and we go the tag titles, or we go the world title and we go a mid-card belt, maybe like an intercontinental. I think that's the graphic that I have. And the intercontinental would obviously be the sort of mid-level or mid-card belt. Yeah, it's a tough one. If we look at it on paper, we don't really have enough workers for a tag division. So I feel like I'm kind of, in my head, leaning more towards another sort of singles title being a mid-card belt for us. Anyway, let's go Lillian Rose. And let's go. Who have we got faces? Let's go Cameo. And she can team up with Christy. Actually, Christy has very warm momentum. I don't really want her to take another loss. We'll go Joyrider instead. We'll give it 12 minutes. Who was it that was... It was Kate Lilly that was really impressive in the last episode, I think. So I think we'll go that way. I mean, this match has potential to actually steal the show as well. So we'll do that. Alright, up next, I think we'll go with Rekka. Rekka can take on pretty much whoever's left, really. Maybe Lily Crash. I know she does... Well, she works as a heel. But I think this is her last appearance as well, so... We may as well get her in there, get Rekka, built back up a little bit. Hopefully get a little bit more momentum behind her. But she is going to be that big sort of powerhouse that we have. And then finally, I think we'll go just another singles match. Let's go Purple Viper. And Purple Viper can take on... Yeah, we'll go Ruby Reese. Why not? Actually, I don't want Ruby to get a victory at some stage. We'll go Ray. But Ray's a heel. Who else do we have? We've got Christy, but she's got wall momentum. We'll go Kichi. Go Kichi. And yeah, we'll give it 12 minutes as well. Yeah, I mean, that's a good match, I think. At least for Purple Viper it is. Now, we're gonna do... I want to try and get 2 angles on the show, so we might have to lower some of the match lengths, but I think Purple Viper needs an angle, and I'll explain what her angle is going to be about. And then I guess we'll just go with Etsuko as well. I don't think Hashimoto can speak English yet. I don't even think she can speak basic yet. Okay, so we're quite a bit over time, because obviously the main event's 25 minutes. How close are we now? Still 4 minutes. Alright, what we're going to do, we're just going to lower it back to 20. It would have been nice to have it run a little bit longer, but I feel like these angles are very important, and they're going to be important for building up popularity as well. So that's fine. That's fine. What's our problem? Just our announcers. Okay, perfect. We are ready. Let's run the show. Alright, so we start off with a 37 rated angle from Purple Viper. And basically she comes out very pissed off, very almost overly arrogant to an extent. She says that she was essentially screwed out of winning the Queen of Strong Style tournament. She feels that she had a much more difficult run in to the final, had the tougher semi-final, and she believes that Hashimoto isn't really a deserving queen of Strong Style. So Viper's taken a few shots at Hashimoto. They might have another match together sometime in the future, or the near future, I should say, as well. Okay, that then leads into Viper's match, which gets a 30 rating. We have Purple Viper defeating Ichi Mochizuki in 9:49 by pinfall with a Viper bite. Unfortunately, we got some negative chemistry here. They don't seem to click. Made for an awkward bout. But good to see that Purple Viper's gimmick is actually getting better. If you remember back to her debut, which actually was her debut last episode? I think it was. Anyway, she started off with a poor gimmick rating, so that actually equals a penalty. So the sooner that she can get it better, or at least up to a average level, that negative in her matches will actually go away, which will be very beneficial. Anyway, we then go into a 22 rated match where we have Rekka defeating Lily Crash in 10-10 by pinfall with a DDT. Yeah, it's just like I said, almost a bit of a throwaway match. Like I said, Lily Crash, she will be leaving us. I do like the look of her. I don't think she's not too bad. She's lacking a lot of psychology, which, does seem to be a fairly big problem. I would say overall in our whole roster, we've only got about four women that actually have, decent, like 70 or above psychology. So, yeah, I feel like if we're going to hire some more workers, we might want to go for a few more senior workers as well that have that, decent level of psychology. Anyway, just a nice little momentum victory there for Rekka as well. All right, we then go into our Steal the Show match, which does really, really well. Get a 47 rating for this tag match. And we do have Lily and Rose defeating Aki Cameo and Joy Rider in 10-20. And Kate Lily and Aki Cameo with a Lily launch pad. Yeah, it's just a really good tag team match. As you can see, Kate is just smashing it. She is absolutely smashing it at the moment. Getting a 53 in-ring performance there as well. Very solid. Very solid. If we were going to go the tag team route, I feel like we would definitely have our first sort of tag team champions in Lily and Rose. So, yeah. Okay, that's unfortunate. We then move into the pre-main event angle. Unfortunately, like I said, only getting a 25. As you can see, Etsuko was very poor trying to improvise dialogue. I don't want to, rule out unscripting her for her promos and angles in the future, but I just feel like it's a bit of a risk. It is a bit of a risk. She does have I think 60 for her sort of entertainment skills, the microphone and acting. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I think we'll probably give her another opportunity off script to see what she can do. But if it comes back with another penalty, I think I might script her going forward after that. So, like I said, we'll give her one more opportunity before we start to script her. All right, and the main event, I'm looking for a 50 would be perfect, but it is heel versus heel as well. Even though we only loosely enforce heel versus faces. Yeah, it'll be interesting anyway. Whoa! Okay. So, I wanted a 50. We've managed to get a 59. 1 point away from a 60. Wow. Yeah, maybe 25 minutes would have been better. Anyway, we do have Etsuko Ariyoshi defeating Yu Hashimoto in 20 minutes, 29 seconds by submission with an Ariyoshi lockdown. Etsuko making defense number 1 of the VALPRO World Heavyweight title. That's a really good match, man. That is a solid main event. And as you can see, Etsuko Ariyoshi was also off her game as well. And she still got a 58 in-ring performance. She's looking like the MVP of this series. At least, well, I mean, who knows going forward, but at least at this sort of beginning area, this first year, Etsuko looks like she's going to be hard to beat. Really hard to beat for that World Heavyweight title. She did benefit from having a hot new move as well, which is good. And then we also had Hashimoto getting better at her gimmick as well. So that's another positive. She's, I would say, probably our second best, worker on our roster. So if she can get better at her gimmick, again, it's just gonna be better overall, for our talent and our grades going forward. Anyway, let's finish the show here. Okay, that's pretty good. We get a 51 rated show. I think this might be our best ever. I think that's definitely our best ever match. But this could be our best ever show as well. I think before this show, our best ever show was the Fateful 8, which was actually episode 1. This might beat it. I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, it does increase our popularity in New South Wales, of course. Well, I mean, basically, we have to go with Etsuko. We'll go with Yu Hashimoto as well. And then again, I mean, Kate Lilly. It's really hard to look past her at the moment. So yeah, there we go. I feel like that was a really good show. Let's have a look at the top 100, and I actually want to find out exactly what's going on. Anyway, Lily Crash, as you can see, leaving, but that was because she only had a 2 appearance contract. So yeah, top 100s. Yeah, we actually beat it. We beat Fateful 8 by 1 point with Sheevolution in this episode. That's decent, and it is definitely our best ever match as well. Getting a 59 as opposed to the 54 with Etsuko taking on Thea Davis back at the Fateful 8. So yeah, we actually beat that match by 5 points. That seems pretty big. Seems pretty big. Anyway, check the size. We are indeed up to 8 popularity in New South Wales as well, which is very, very beneficial. Another thing to mention is we will eventually be gearing up to go on to TV. At the moment, as you can see, there's nothing really here for us. Maybe this one here, which is 32 popularity in 3 regions. We do have a pay-per-view provider here, which is 30 popularity in 5 regions. But basically what we're looking for is we're waiting for Wrestle World Australia to come out. They're obviously not in the game just yet, but I think it's 2021 they come into the game. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm thinking that's about when they come in. So yeah, nothing else to really worry about. It'll be, 25 popularity, I think, in 1 region to get on Wrestle World Australia. And then we have a TV or a broadcaster that is basically going to show our events, our pay-per-views, if you will. And of course, will increase our popularity a little bit better across the board. As you can see, we've got 0 popularity in Western Australia, Tasmania, and also New Zealand there as well. So yeah, that'd be beneficial. Then, like I said, we can eventually, hopefully, get the 30 popularity in those 5 regions to actually get a pay-per-view deal. So that's kind of the long-term goal for what we want to do at the moment. As far as, the rest of stuff goes, let's check the world title. Oh, we're actually up to 31 prestige. That is very nice to see. So I was kind of wondering why that didn't go up with our first ever match. But good to see a nice, solid title defense has essentially allowed us to go up in that prestige. Anyway, that is going to be it for this episode, guys. Please make sure you smash the like button on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, or if you're a new viewer. Make sure you turn on the bell notifications as well, and that'll keep you up to date with these episodes coming out in the future. Apart from that, guys, as always, take it easy, and goodbye.